Okay, so you just got that call, the one for the interview. And it's today. You got what, less than an hour to get ready for a meeting that could literally change your life? Feeling that panic? Yeah. Take a breath. Don't, because we're going to walk through a pro-level framework that turns those 45 minutes from a nightmare into your biggest advantage. Ready? Let's dive in.
All right, first things first, you've got to get this into your head. The second you walk into that room or, hop on that Zoom call, your resume has pretty much done its job. They've seen the paper. Now they want to see you. They're trying to figure out what's your vibe? How do you communicate? Can you handle pressure? Really, they're checking out your character. Because let's be real, that's who they have to work with every single day.
So the big question is, how do you walk in there looking cool, calm, and collected, even if you're freaking out on the inside? Well, it all comes down to a really smart, focused prep. And look, this isn't about cramming for a test. It's about having a strategic checklist, a game plan for those 45 minutes right before it's showtime. Okay, our pre-interview sprint is broken down into 4 key steps. First, we're going to confirm all the timelines. Second, you got to research your audience. Third, and this is huge, you're going to prepare your questions. And fourth, we'll get all your materials ready to go. See? Each step builds on the last, giving you this solid foundation of confidence so you can just walk in and, have a conversation. Let's get tactical. Now, I know what you're thinking. Duh, Donna, don't be late. But I'm not just talking about showing up on time for the meeting. I mean timeliness for the entire process. Seriously, think of every deadline they give you as a mini interview. If they ask for a skills test by noon, it needs to be in their inbox at 11:59 a.m., not 12:01. It is the easiest, most basic way to prove you're reliable, period. Okay, next up, know who you're talking to. And I mean really know. Get their full name, and for the love of all that is good, practice pronouncing it correctly. Then do a quick 5-minute deep dive on their LinkedIn. Where have they worked? Did they write an article you can bring up? Finding just one little piece of common ground, maybe you both worked at the same company years ago, is the secret sauce to turning a stiff, formal interview into a real human conversation. But here's the thing. All that amazing research you just did, it's completely useless if your resume never even makes it to their desk. And that brings me to the big, scary, hidden monster of modern hiring, the bots. I want you to look at this number. 75%. That's how many resumes get tossed in the digital trash by applicant tracking systems, ATS, before a single human being ever lays eyes on them. It's just wild. So what does that mean for you? It means your resume's formatting isn't just about looking pretty, it's literally the key that unlocks the door. And if you're like me and you absolutely hate fighting with Word templates, then I've got to tell you about today's sponsor, mobilecv.ai. It's this incredible AI tool that was built to solve this exact problem. You can basically feed it any document you have, and in like 60 seconds, it spits out a perfectly formatted, ATS-optimized CV that's designed to beat those bots. It uses some seriously world-class tech to make sure you get past the filters and into the yes pile. And the best part, no annoying monthly subscriptions. You get 3 free credits just to start, so you can literally go fix your resume right after this. Okay, so your prep is done, your resume is a masterpiece, and now you're in the room. It's game time. It's all about execution. So let's talk about how to absolutely nail your communication when you're in the hot seat. You want a pro tip that'll make you stand out almost immediately. Stop just hearing the words they say and start actively listening. You know the difference, right? Someone who is just hearing waits for their turn to talk, but a top candidate, they listen to understand. So when the interviewer describes a problem, you actually repeat it back in your own words. Something like, okay, so if I'm hearing you right, the #1 priority is to get customer retention up. Boom. That one little move shows you're not just there, you're locked in. All right, now when it's your turn to answer a question, please, I'm begging you, value their time. Nobody wants to hear a 5-minute rambling story. They want a clear, powerful answer. So here's your rule of thumb. Aim for under 60 seconds. Seriously, make your point with impact and then stop talking. It shows so much confidence and, frankly, just basic respect for their schedule. And listen, this next one is a hard and fast rule. It is non-negotiable. Your language has to be professional, always. I don't care if the interviewer is super casual, kicks their feet up, and even drops a swear word themselves. You don't. End of story. Sometimes matching their informal vibe is a test, and trust me, it's one you do not want to fail. It's a huge red flag on your professional judgment. Okay, you know that part at the end of the interview when the tables turn, when they lean back and say, "So, do you have any questions for us?" That is not just a polite thing they say. That is your moment. It's your chance to interview them. This is where you go from being just another person who wants a job to being a strategic thinker they can't afford to lose. So check this question out. If we decide this is a great fit, how do you see me contributing to the team? What's so genius about this? Well, it's a little psychological trick. It forces the interviewer to stop thinking of you as just a candidate and to start actually visualizing you as a colleague. They literally have to picture you in the role, working with the team. It makes the idea of hiring you feel, well, way more real. Here's another killer question. What does success look like in this role in the first year? What are the key metrics? Wow. Asking this just screams that you're focused on what really matters, getting results. It shows you're not just trying to get the job, you're already thinking about how to crush it once you're in. That signals drive, accountability, basically everything a hiring manager dreams of. All right, listen up, because the interview is not over when you walk out the door. The final play, and you would not believe how many people drop the ball here, is the follow-up. This is your last chance to drive home how professional you are and how much you actually want this job. And it's so simple, it's just a 3-step process. First, as you're wrapping up, end on a really positive, optimistic note. Tell them clearly how excited you are about the opportunity. Then, and this is key, within a few hours, you send a quick, simple, professional thank you note. We're not talking about a novel here. It's just a way to show you're on top of it, you're grateful for their time, and you're still super interested. So, let's put a bow on this. What did we learn? It's all connected, right? It starts with your character. That's your real first impression. Your confidence comes from smart preparation. During the interview, you prove you're engaged by actively listening, and you show your value by asking those killer questions. And then, the final piece of the puzzle, a strong follow-up, is what really seals the deal. So as you get ready for that next big interview, I want to leave you with this one thought. Your resume, that just lists what you can do. Your character, though, that tells a story. So when you walk into that room, what story are you going to tell? What are you going to show them about the professional you are and the difference you're ready to make? Now go get them. That job is yours.